Kim Kardashian is really trying to keep things low-key with Drake. She knows Kanye West would go wild if he ever found out the truth, and the last thing she wants is another messy situation like what happened with Pete Davidson. But while Kim is busy keeping secrets, Kanye's daughter North could honestly really use her dad right now, especially since North has been out here clapping back at adults online, defending Kim's parenting, and even arguing with medical professionals about her own body modifications. So today, we're talking about Kim and Drake's alleged on and off situationship, North West growing up way too fast under the spotlight, and Kanye's strange quiet era that has fans worried. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got some fresh updates for you on Kim Kardashian, North West, and Kanye West. But I want to kick this off with the man at the center of a lot of old and new rumors. I'm talking about Drake the rapper. And what's really going down between him and Kim K? Wait a minute. So Drake just refueled the rumors that he had an affair with Kim Kardashian back in 2018 when he dropped his Scary Hours 2 EP, and fans went into a frenzy. You probably remember this old rumor. Kim and Drake allegedly had an affair back in 2018. There have been multiple theories, but the most famous one is that Drake's song In My Feelings, when he sings Kiki, Do You Love Me, is about Kim because Kiki is supposedly her nickname. Fast forward to Wants and Needs, where Drake raps, "Yeah, I probably should go link with Yeezy, I need me some Jesus. But as soon as I started confessing my sins, he wouldn't believe us." Fans took that as Drake low-key confessing that something happened between him and Kim, and that Kanye either didn't believe him or refused to accept it. People online basically said, "Okay, so what sins are we talking about, Drizzy?" Between the lyrics, the timing, and the divorce announcement, fans saw it as a wink that there's more to this story than we've been told. Word on the street is that Kim and Drake have been seeing each other on and off for years. The rumor is they've had more of a friends with benefits type vibe than a serious public relationship. And allegedly, they even vacationed in Italy together last summer. Fans started connecting the dots when both of them posted photos from what looked like the same mansion. Same views, same details, same location energy. Coincidence? Maybe, but the internet said, probably not. Radar-style reports claim Drake has been into Kim forever. It's even been said he moved to Hidden Hills in 2012, partly so he could be closer to her. Publicly, he's always played the "we're just friends" card, but behind the scenes, people say the chemistry between them has always been way too strong to ignore. Everyone kind of knows what's up, even if they don't put a label on it. So, if all this is true, why not just go public? Allegedly, it's because Drake doesn't want to be dragged into Kardashian world. He likes to keep his image as a single, mysterious, I could be with anyone kind of guy. So, secretly hooking up while still looking single is, according to sources, the perfect setup for him. And Kim, she apparently doesn't hate that arrangement either, because it keeps things low drama with Kanye. We all saw what happened with Pete Davidson. Kanye turned their relationship into a whole spectacle. Violent art, memes, threats, constant posts. Things got so intense that Pete eventually walked away, reportedly worried for his own safety. So if Kim is involved with Drake in any way, it actually makes sense that she'd want to keep it buried deep, deep down. She knows Kanye has always had a sore spot about Drake, which she's actually talked about on their show. Kim said Kanye publicly accused her of having an affair with Drake during their marriage, and that the person who was supposed to protect her was the same one fueling those rumors. So yeah, the tension is very real, and the alleged situationship with Drake is exactly the kind of thing she'd never want Kanye to confirm. Of course, the internet had a lot to say. One commenter named Susan left a wild take, saying she wouldn't call hooking up with Kim a benefit, more like a badge of desperation. That's harsh. She went on to say Kim's a player, Drake's a player, and when two people who like to keep their options open start linking up, you're basically creating a dorm of STDs. We're cutting that comment off right there because that got a little too nasty. But it does touch on something real. In Hollywood, there are always rumors, side stories, situationships, and unofficial relationships. Some people believe Kim is always the side piece, that she never gets the official girlfriend title, and that if Drake was really serious about her, he'd claim her publicly. Others say it makes total sense to keep it on the low because nobody wants to wake up to Kanye West ranting about their love life on Instagram again. At the end of the day, if they are together, it's honestly impressive they've managed to keep it this quiet, especially coming from a family that basically lives with a camera attached to them 24/7. So, what do you think? Did Kim and Drake actually hook up? Or is this just one of those rumors that will never fully die? Meanwhile, North West has been out here living her best life. She's 12 years old, but her lifestyle looks more like someone in their 20s. Traveling the world, hanging with friends, shopping, changing up her hair and looks. And now, showing off piercings that people are seriously worried about. No judgment on self-expression, but you can tell there's not a lot of structure or boundaries here. It feels like pure celebrity chaos. People started talking after a clip where North was described as having blue hair, what looks like grills, or altered teeth, and a finger piercing that had everyone, especially doctors, sounding the alarm. This wasn't just some rhinestone sticker. Multiple experts have pointed out that this looks like a curved barbell going through the finger, not a simple fake or surface piercing. And if you know anything about anatomy, the hand is one of the worst places to get pierced. Doctors and piercers have been speaking out, and their message is pretty blunt. As a physician, I feel it's my duty to advise against extreme piercings like this, especially for minors. They explain that. The hand is packed with nerves, veins, and tiny arteries. The tendons run extremely close to the surface. We constantly use our hands, pockets, bags, clothes, zippers, door handles. All of that makes the risk of snagging, tearing, and infection extremely high. One piercer even said this looks like the kind of thing that was probably done at home, not in a professional shop, because what legit piercer is signing off on a 12-year-old's finger piercing? They pointed out the obvious. You put your hands in your pockets, you touch everything with your hands. You wipe your ass with your hands. It's not ideal. Doctors warn that if the piercing gets infected, the hand can swell quickly. If that swelling starts blocking blood flow, the tissue doesn't get enough oxygen. That can lead to tissue damage or even necrosis in extreme cases, meaning the tissue dies. And yes, that includes the possibility of long-term damage or trouble moving the finger if things go really wrong. Just imagining it catching on fabric and ripping out is enough to give anyone instant anxiety. What took this from controversial piercing to full-on spectacle was North herself jumping into the comments. On videos discussing her and her piercing, North has allegedly commented things like, "Almost every video on your page is about me. You ate lol. Okay." Some people thought it was hilarious and Kanye-coded, like she inherited his trolling energy. Others were like, why is a 12-year-old arguing with adults and medical professionals online? In one example, the creator even ranked North's comments. The "almost every video on your page is about me" got an 8 out of 10 because she wasn't wrong. The "you ate on a Halloween costume" got a 100 out of 10. Super playful, laughing with the joke. The lol and random bamboo emoji comment got a 7 out of 10. Very eye roll, okay, sure energy. It's funny on the surface, but it also shows North is very aware of the content being made about her, and she's now personally engaged in defending herself online. Kim Kardashian, instead of creating more boundaries, has been weirdly dismissive about all of this. She shrugged off the critiques of North's hair, piercings, and overall look, calling the whole thing a non-issue, and laughing about it in the comments. In an interview, Kim tried to explain that North and her friends love doing costumes, putting together looks, playing with fake tattoos and fake piercings. But the problem is, the finger piercing isn't fake. What really shocked people is that Kim admitted North grabbed her phone and replied to critics herself, including that non-issue comment, pushing back on fans and professionals, saying this is risky. So now you've got medical experts warning about potential long-term damage, fans calling it bad parenting, and a 12-year-old telling everyone it's fine and they're overreacting. At this point, it feels like there might be a few too many yes people around the Kardashian family and not enough adults willing to say, hey, maybe this is going too far. Now, let's talk about Kanye. Lately, he's been surprisingly quiet, and fans have noticed. A lot of people think he's heavily medicated or under very tight management because his energy is completely different from the chaotic Kanye we're used to. He was recently in Japan and did a short street interview. When they asked him to name a fashion trend he regretted, he jokingly rated his outfit a 10 out of 10 like always. But when they asked him what he regretted in life, he just said, life. People in the comments said he looked sad and dissociated, and that one-word answer hit harder than a long speech. It gave the vibe of someone who's burned a lot of bridges and is now living with the fallout. Kanye later sat down and talked about taking accountability, mentioning his struggles with bipolar disorder and how his mind would take ideas to extremes, where he'd forget about protecting himself and the people around him. Recently, he even met with a rabbi to apologize for some of his past anti-Semitic remarks. Now, whether you think that's genuine or PR, it at least shows he's trying to walk some of it back. Mental health is real, but it doesn't erase the harm he caused. Accountability still matters, especially when your words impact entire communities. Even in this calmer phase, reports say Kanye is still watching Kim. He's allegedly mocked her new haircut, criticized her fashion, and accused her of copying Bianca's style. According to these reports, Kanye dresses Bianca now the same way he used to style Kim. Bianca steps out in see-through tights, mesh tops, or very specific minimal looks. Then Kim will pop out in Skims campaigns or outfits with very similar vibes. Some people think Kim is trying to show she still sets the standard. Others think she's subconsciously competing with Bianca. There are even takes that Kim is jealous Bianca can handle Kanye in ways she couldn't. Kanye is reportedly telling people Kim is past her prime, too full of plastic, and that Bianca's natural beauty will one day outshine her. Realistically, though, Kim's empire and her family's fame are so big that Bianca isn't exactly replacing her in the public eye. On top of all that, Kim's Skims store in West Hollywood recently got vandalized. Someone spray-painted all over the once clean white storefront. There were big words and phrases all across the walls. Some of it so bad it had to be blurred in the footage. It looked awful. For a few hours, knowing the Kardashians, her team probably had painters on site by the next morning. That kind of bad press is not going to sit on a high-end brand location for long. So right now, we've got Kim, allegedly hiding a long-running situationship with Drake to avoid another Kanye-level meltdown Drake, dropping lyrics that may or may not be low-key confessions. North, 12 years old, living like a full-time influencer and defending a dangerous piercing in the comments. And Kanye, quieter than ever, still shading Kim while trying to rehab his image and mind with Bianca by his side. What do you think? Do you believe Kim and Drake have really been on and off for years? Is North just expressing herself? Or is this a sign of completely out of control parenting? And is Kanye actually healing? Or just finding a new way to stay in the drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like deep dives like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. You put your hands in your pockets, you touch everything with your hands, you wipe your butt with your hands. It's not ideal,